welcome, everyone. Welcome back in. It's been a long time since we've done this show.
It's been a very long time since we've done this show.
Welcome back, everybody, to Come Play With Us, Danny, the horror movie review show. I'm one of your hosts, Evan, and as usual is my sister, Megan. Yes, your niece is looking at me strangely. What do you want, laughing girl? What do you want? You're watching? Okay. Well, thanks everybody for joining us. We made no promotion about this. Well, we did on Instagram for a little bit, but it's been a long time, and we figured, hey, why don't we just come back and do some shows and see how it goes? And there's been a lot of cool stuff in horror that's been dropping like crazy this past year, and I got the itch. Megan got the itch, and no, it's not crabs. So we decided, hey, let's start up the show again because I think horror's in like a beautiful time right now.
It's in a good place right now.
It's in a very good place. It's getting Oscar nominated. It's tearing up the charts at the box office. I think what horror is doing right now is coming into its renaissance, to be honest with you. And I think that's a good thing. So got a big show, got a good show. We're going to review Weapons. Now, I know Weapons has been out for a hot minute. It's been one of the best thriller movies out there right now, because I'm not classifying Weapons as a horror movie. Are you?
I want to say no, and I will give my reasons why, but no, I would not classify Weapons as a horror movie per se.
Then we need to tell everybody that's promoting the film to stop calling it a horror movie, because it's not that.
No, it's really not. It's more of a weird mashed together mystery.
Yeah. Well, I would also put in like the horror. Not horror. I would put in like the genre of maybe fantasy, like fantasy sci-fi thriller, maybe.
I don't know if I would go with sci-fi though.
Well, then I would say fantasy thriller.
I would say fantasy thriller. There are hints of, I don't want to say horror, but there are hints of a semi-horror film. Does it make sense? Just because of certain scenes.
Yeah. Well, let's get right into it. Okay. Weapons came out this past year. It is directed by Cregger, who we all know directed Barbarian. I will say this. Weapons is a step forward with him in directing. Now, we both hated Barbarian.
Yes. Very much so.
It was god awful. So it was okay. But Weapons is all right. I mean, I wasn't like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever. I mean, it's, one of those movies where it's okay. And
so for me, Weapons was one of those movies where it had potential.
Right. It had potential.
And it kind of went weird.
Yeah. There were lots of weird spots in this movie.
There were, and I wasn't.
Director of Barbarian.
I know how long we've been doing this. Barbarian has been at the top of the list. Like I like everybody that acted in this movie. Josh Brolin, he was kind of weird in this movie. Like I kind of knew what his place was, but like his character was kind of off to me.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. It was a weird character. I didn't like how they kept going to like the teacher, and then they would go back to the crackhead guy, and then they would go to like,
so they tear. So I was watching it with your sister-in-law Paige, my wife, and well, let's describe Weapons. Weapons, of course, came out this year. Is written and directed by Cregger. It stars Josh Brolin, Julia Garner, Alden Ehrenreich, Austin Abrams, Carrie Christopher, Toby Huss, Benedict Wong, and Amy Madigan. Which, listen, I would want to say that the best thing out of this movie was Amy Madigan, and I didn't know that was her until like people were saying, "Oh yeah, Amy Madigan," and I was like, "Oh my gosh, she's been in like a ton of stuff," and she was
so.
Fantastic.
It literally took me like 30 seconds to realize it was her under all the makeup.
Yeah. Yep.
But I mean, I don't know. I have a very. It was another one of these movies where it was like, it was promoted so well, And then it to me, it's like I feel like I'm being bamboozled every single time I try to go see a movie in a movie theater. Or
I agree with you. I think there's been a lot of missed
opportunities.
Not missed opportunities, but like misrepresentations of what we're actually seeing in the movie theater.
And I agree. And they show a lot of the movies in the previews now, and you think, oh my god, this is gonna be a fucking amazing movie. Like just shot right here.
Let me go back. Hold on. I agree with you. That shot where the kid is creepily smiling. Okay, my brain is going, okay, this is gonna be kind of like a crazy ass, creepy ass movie, and then no. Then it wasn't like that at all. You know?
I mean, and it wasn't again, I think it had severe potential, like certain spots, and this is a spoiler for anybody that hasn't seen the movie yet. There's certain shots in it where the principal runs across the fucking street and his eyes are bulging out and he's like scratched his face up. Okay, that's a great scene to me. That was weird. It was out of character. Now, granted, they did show it in the previews, which is fine, but that one was really good. It's just it had really weird elements.
Like, do you remember the scene with I think it was either the cop or the homeless guy? They were looking above the kid's house, the main house, where it was that the AK-47 was floating above it. It was
Josh Brolin.
When he was dreaming and he saw the gun over the house with the time on it with 272, which I was like, what? What is that? Is there some symbolism to this? Like what does this even mean?
I've listened to certain podcasts and I've listened to certain I've read certain articles about that scene in the movie. So I actually was listening to I listened to the Boulay Brothers podcast a lot, and they just recently went over this movie, and it's a literal symbolism for weapons because the kids were weapons, and that's why they put the AK-47 over the house. And obviously, the time is when the kids left the house,
right? Yeah,
but to do something like that in that movie, it was just like, why the fuck? Why would you need that?
Yeah.
Like, why would you?
Yeah. There was. I mean, look, it had good spots in this movie. I mean, there was some good. Like, I don't know if because they kind of Tarantino'd it. Zach Cregger did with because they kept going back to each of everybody's storyline about their point of view.
I'm not a big fan of that. I'm not a big fan of that because it can get muddy after a while.
I agree, because after a while, I was like, okay, where are we going in the story? Is everything going to be connected at one point? Which it finally did, but too much. It was too much Tarantino. It was too much Tarantinoism.
And I agree. And it just got too much after a while. Like, I think if it was slimmed down a little bit, it would have been a little more enjoyable. But at certain points, I found myself saying, even when, so everybody knows the movie Tusk. And I happen to watch that by myself. And it's the same thing. At this point, I'm like, what am I watching? I don't know what I'm watching. I don't know what's going on here. And for those who haven't seen Weapons, this is a spoiler. The aunt in the movie, she's a fucking witch.
She's a witch, yeah.
Great. I love witches. Fantastic. But there could have been a little more introduction to her.
There could have been more of a backstory for her too. And
and I know they're supposed to make a second one, which is fine.
Is it is it going to be a prequel to this?
It'll be a prequel
of her, right?
Well,
okay.
I know there's supposed to be a spinoff of just her.
Yeah.
Which is fine. And this scene right here, that's kind of fucking creepy with the parents standing there and they look fucking dead. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. This movie had potential to it.
I think if hopefully the prequel to this, having a backstory of her, it gets it more the horror elements of her being a witch, because this movie, I look at this movie, I look at Barbarian, and then I look at Longlegs, and each of those movies, the trailer were knocked out of the park. The fantastic trailers, it was hyped up these are the next best horror movies, and then when you see them in the theaters or see them on streaming, they're like, no, this wasn't even that scary. It wasn't even scary at all. And that's why I hate it when they're hyping up these, it's the next new wave of horror, and like that's why I'm on the fence about Osgood Perkins' new one that's coming out as well. The trailer looks great, trailer looks good, but are we going to get that in the movie, or is it going to be another just like 2 hours of my life I need to get back because this is just a lame movie? You know what I mean?
And I'm really kind of disappointed in Osgood Perkins when it comes to that, because his father is the famous Anthony Perkins.
Yes.
But granted, his movies so far have been like, I didn't see The Monkey.
I didn't see The Monkey either. No, I didn't see The Monkey.
I didn't see The Monkey. But like, I think his movies have potential. Longlegs was a huge fucking disappointment for me.
Me too.
And I feel like Zach Cregger is on the cusp of being in the disappointment department.
Yeah.
Like he has potential for his movies, but he just doesn't take that one step further. Like I feel like, again, like, and we've talked about this numerous times, they're just literally throwing stuff at you in these movies.
Yeah.
And it's not a fluid type of situation. Like if it was a fluid movie, great. I'm going to bring up real fast. I saw The Substance the other day. I told you that. I honestly enjoyed it. Was it a great movie? No. Was it a bad movie? No. But it had a fucking flat storyline.
Yep.
And it got there where it needed to get there. Yep. These movies that are coming out now, and I can't even tell you what movies I've seen so far, but like Weapons was so built up that I was like, fuck yeah, let's go, let's see this, blah, blah, blah. And I was left with, oh, well, this isn't.
I was left the same way too. Like after I watched them, like I got bamboozled again. I got bamboozled by the trailer again because it was hyped up to be this next great horror film. And I know a lot of people liked it. It was a hit at the box office, and they're campaigning Amy Madigan to get like at least some kind of award for award season. But
she should, and she did a fantastic job in the movie. Like she definitely should.
She should. But like other than that, the movie was just, there were a lot of, it wasn't focused.
No, it wasn't focused. Like,
and I don't know if you know this, but I didn't figure this out until I saw a picture of the director. Do you know The Whitest Kids You Know, the comedy troupe?
Yes.
That he's one of the guys from that.
I know he is. I
didn't know that. I was like, oh wait, that's the dude from yeah.
Okay. And you know what? If you want to expand your directing, by all means, but make sure you're going into a genre that you know how to do correctly. And
it's funny how these guys from comedy, like Jordan Peele, Zach Cregger, both guys from comedy backgrounds are hopping into horror because it's their favorite genre. But listen, Jordan Peele has put out great movies.
He has, and I will, yes, definitely. Jordan Peele has put out great movies.
I have not given up on Zach Cregger just yet because Weapons is a step in the right direction. Coming from Barbarian, listen, Barbarian was stupid as hell, but Weapons was like a step in. Okay, better direction. We're going somewhere with this. Hopefully, your next movie is
better.
But like it's for me, it's a step in the right direction. Now, if I go see Osgood Perkins' next movie and it's kind of the same thing like Longlegs is, it's like, okay, then stop hyping this guy up as the next best horror movie director because
it's Keepers, right? Isn't it Keepers?
Yeah, it's Keepers. It's one of those cabin in the woods type stores. And look, the trailer looks great. It looks fantastic, but
it's been done over. The cabin in the woods bullshit's been done over and over again.
Yeah,
which is fine if you do it the right way.
Like I'll even go back. Like I know did you see Bring Her Back?
Yes, I did see Bring Her Back.
So Bring Her Back is another one of those movies hyped up. Was supposed to be super scary. Wasn't that scary?
It wasn't that scary, but again, the Filippo brothers bring something to the screen that's different.
I don't know. I didn't like their first one.
You didn't like Talk to Me?
I didn't like Talk to Me at all.
Oh, I did. I thought it was fantastic.
I thought it was terrible.
I thought it was fantastic. And with Bring Her Back, it was hyped up. It was hyped up, but there's a lot of body horror in that film that I enjoyed. Now, did I like the ending? Not particularly. No. But there's a lot of scenes in that movie that you kind of just were like, oh, what the fuck? Like, the scene where the kid's biting the knife.
Yeah. And Bring Her Back. Yeah.
Yeah.
There were some good parts in it, but it wasn't like ultra. Like to me, when you would see the trailer to that movie, they would show a lot of that the found footage, the VHS tapes that she was watching about
Yes.
how to calm down the demon with that. I
But-
thought it was going to be kind of like that, but it turned out
Yeah.
to be not that, and that's why I'm like another one.
But the problem
movie
with
I got
that
bamboozled
was,
with.
well, yeah, and then the problem with that was they didn't give any type of origin
No,
of where she got that videotape, what was going on with the videotape, and it was just kind of like,
well, you did. You saw like it was like a 15-second like clip of like.
yeah, but it wasn't enough to explain anything.
Yeah, well, yeah, it wasn't enough to explain it, but like still,
Like-
it was another movie I got bamboozled by.
I don't know. I'll be honest with you. What I'm excited about is the new Scream movie coming out.
I was so waiting for you to bring that up because I just wanted to talk to you and just talk to you about that. Did you like the trailer? A lot of people are. A lot of.
I like the
people
trailer.
online- I love the trailer, and
I
there's
like
a
the
lot of
trailer.
people online that are not happy with it, and
That's
I
fine.
say to you people, then you're not fans.
You're not fans. You're not lifelong
fans.
fans of Scream. Because I'm going to tell you right now, Scream obviously was a movie that we watched as teenagers.
Yep.
And you have to be a diehard Scream fan to appreciate those movies. Were they cheesy? Fuck yes.
Yeah.
But they were a good movie.
Yeah.
And even this trailer for Scream hasn't let on like these other movies are. You're not like, oh shit, this is the whole movie.
I'm glad they're kind of keeping it
Hush
vague.
hush.
Hush, vague. I mean, obviously, we know a lot of the people that are coming back to the movie, like a lot of the dead characters we know, but
Yes.
we don't know in what capacity. Could they
No.
be brought back? Could they be in flashbacks? Could they be treated like Skeet Ulrich's Billy Loomis's character in Scream 6, where he was like this
Which was
apparition? Yeah, which was kind of stupid. But I'm glad that Kevin Williamson is back. He wrote it.
Yes.
He's directing it, so it's hopefully going to be true to like the first trilogy, where it's not, not like the 4, 5, 6, where it's kind of like,
Yeah. Which is, and I'm perfectly fine with that. And like, if every horror movie trailer could go by the whole Scream movie trailer, like honestly, and I'm gonna hate myself for saying this, the new Five Nights at Freddy's trailer, I actually really like that trailer.
See, I told you.
I fucking hate the movie, but the trailer, it was good. It was great. It didn't let on to a lot of shit. It was to the point. It didn't feel like it was giving me the whole movie, and I was good with that. Like, why are we not doing this? Why are the newer directors
Did you notice who talked at the end of the Scream 7 trailer? Did you notice who talked?
Is it your boy?
Yeah, it was Stu.
Yeah, I know.
It was Matthew.
Yeah, I know you're all excited about that. You know you got to wear your shirt to the movie.
Oh, I know I am. I'll be there opening night with it on. And if they have somehow brought him back, as in he is living, I'll be so happy. Don't bring him back as a ghost. That cheapens everything. Don't bring him back as a ghost. Bring him back like you and I had talked about a year ago about our story idea. Like bring him back like that.
For those who are new to the channel, welcome. First of all, Evan is a huge fan of Matthew Lillard and his Stu theory. If you guys would go back into some of our videos, it has been going on for a year or so now. So,
ever since he was announced that he was coming back. Yes.
So this will prove his theory that Stu was actually going to be put back into the movie. In what capacity, we had no idea. However, it does look like that Matthew Lillard, who actually for right now is one of the hotter actors being put back into films. He is by far he's been put into a lot of stuff. He's a good actor.
Yeah, he's a great actor. Especially in the horror genre too. He's fantastic at being there. Yeah. When I was going to the bathroom when that came out on YouTube, and I was like, "What? I gotta check this out. Let me go watch it on my big screen."
So while we're on the kind of the cusp of the 90s movies real fast, one of the movies I did watch recently, which I really want to kick myself and would like my time back, is I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Oh, I knew you were going to say that, and I fucking hated that movie.
What the fuck? What was that?
To bastardize the original movie with that piece of shit? Holy fuck.
Why did we need to make that movie? What was
because they were
of
trying
that?
to go the Scream route, and they failed horribly. How are you going to make Freddie Prinze Jr. one of the killers?
I was very confused at the end because I was like, I don't think Freddie Prinze Jr. has a bad bone in his body, and I don't think the man has even been cast in anything like that before. So why would you start with it now?
Unless it was his idea to go, look, if I'm coming back for this is what needs to happen. That way I'm done with this and I'm totally done. I don't have to come back for this anymore. He's like that, though.
Yeah, and that's fine. But the movie took a weird fucking turn, and it was like more like satire to me than it was.
It was almost like Scary Movie.
Yeah, like literally, like at certain parts, like the scenes where Sarah Michelle Gellar kept popping up, and I'm like, am I being fucking punked? Like, what am I watching here? Like, this is the weirdest shit. It was not enjoyable by any standards to watch. I don't understand why we made that movie, and I'm glad I didn't see it in the theaters because I would have been pissed if I had actually spent money to find out.
I watched it on Netflix, and that opening scene, which was pretty much a cardboard cutout of the first movie, anyways, of how everything gets started.
Yeah, I just
I was like, come on, man! Like, if we're gonna be doing a requel to the first movie, don't make the first like opening scene just like the first movie. Do something different. And
yeah, I mean, you're ruining it for everybody. Yeah. Like, you're ruining it for people who haven't even seen the original because people think that, oh, well, this is what the first movie. It was almost a carbon copy of the first movie, except for the fact is in the first scenes they didn't do anything.
No, they didn't. They didn't do anything at all.
No, the guy ran off the fucking cliff himself. And if anything, they were trying to save him.
That's why they were a bunch of idiots. I think I was watching it with my wife, and I looked at her. I'm like, these are the dumbest bunch of people I've ever seen in a movie. Like, and they're blaming themselves for a death they didn't even cause.
I mean, they didn't even have a part in it. Like, there wasn't even like a smidge of something they could have done wrong. Like, the guy was in the road. Okay, that was your only fault. Like, I don't.
Well, then that guy was a dumb driver. Then.
Well, yeah. So none of that made sense whatsoever. I was extremely flabbergasted and just my flabbers were gasted.
To reveal Freddie Prinze Jr.'s character as his motive was his life was ruined because of all this. Well, dude, you showed up in the sequel and everything was hunky dory. So what happened between when you were in the sequel to like from 30 years later? Like, what happened? I mean, and the murders that were happened in the first two movies weren't as big as the fictional murders as in Scream, where the Woodsboro murders became a film franchise. There was no fake film franchise, and I Know What You Did Last Summer. So
no,
that's why the whole thing was so stupid.
Well, then you have like, Stab, and then you have like you said, the Woodsboro murders. Like, nothing happened. How many I Know What You Did Last Summer movies did they make?
There's only 3? Two. There was the first 2, and then they did a reboot. And then they did this requel. That was it. So they have I Know What You Did Last Summer, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, the reboot, and then you have the requel of this. And that's it.
Yeah, I enjoyed watching A Clown in a Cornfield more than I watched that movie.
That was a great movie, by the way. I love that movie. That movie was fucking awesome.
I thought it was great.
I hope there's a sequel to that movie because that movie was great.
I do too. I actually enjoyed it. As corny as that fucking movie was, I enjoyed it far more than I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah. Well, you know what made Clowns in the Cornfield great? It didn't. It knew what it was.
Yeah.
It knew what it was, and it executed it flawlessly. It was a great movie.
It was a fucking killer clown who killed people, and it was a cornfield.
Well, it was a bunch of killer clowns.
There was a couple of them.
Yeah, it was a whole town.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's get into our favorite part of the show, movie news. Movie news. Steven Spielberg is producing a new Gremlins movie that's going to be released next, actually not next November, November of 2027.
I saw that.
The original movie's writer, Chris Columbus, which you know from Home Alone and the first 2 Harry Potter films, will be back to produce, write it, and direct it at will. No news yet if the original cast from Gremlins 1 or 2 will be back, but it will be released November of 2027. New Gremlins movie.
I don't think half of that cast is still alive.
Oh, yeah. Phoebe Cates is still alive, and Zach Gallagher
Phoebe Cates is still alive. Yeah.
Zach Gallagher is still alive.
The 2 main ones.
Yeah, you would have those 2 come back in some capacity unless, I mean, if they're doing like a reboot or unless they're doing like a pure like sequel. which should be kind of because there's no story just yet. They're just saying it'll be out in 2027. So I'm hoping it'll be a direct sequel to Gremlins 2: The New Batch, which would be kind of cool. So
I'm a big fan of Gremlins. I used to have a what was it called?
Gizmo.
I used to have one of the Gizmo toys.
We still have ours.
Do you really?
They're in Mom and Dad's house.
Where?
Somewhere.
Oh,
I know they
you
are.
know how much money those are? They're
worth $20.
No, they're actually worth more.
Well, if it's the Pizza Hut versions, then yes, they're worth more.
It was the big ones, the ones that when you shook it made the noise.
Made the noise, yeah.
Yeah.
So okay. Well, I think Mom and Dad still have them at their house. I'll go look.
Sweet.
I'll go look. All right. Have you been watching Monster? The Netflix series on Netflix, Monster. You know, they had the first one with which one was the first one?
The first
Jeffrey
one
Dahmer,
was...
and then you had the Lyle and Menendez brothers, and then next one, season 3 is with Ed Gein, which was terrible, by the way.
And then I just saw the oh no, it's not. This isn't the one I watched. Not Ted Bundy. Oh my god, I'm just blanked out. The clown.
Oh well, that is on Paramount Plus. That's not Monster.
And I did see that. I started watching the Ed
Gein one.
The Ed Gein one. I was very disappointed.
Very, yeah. And then Ryan Murphy, he angers me sometimes with the way he executes some of his stories and shows, because throughout the miniseries of Ed Gein, they started to incorporate how Ed Gein's effect on like Hollywood started to happen, because there was like almost like DLC side quest of the making of Psycho and then Texas Chainsaw Massacre and how Ed Gein influenced that thing. And to me, it was like, well, we're deviating from the whole story of Ed Gein.
Well, the whole thing, when the episodes that I watched were muddy to begin with.
Yeah.
So like, I understand that, and there was a lot of inconsistencies in the story of Ed Gein, as there was with the whole Jeffrey Dahmer one.
I love my mother.
What the fuck was that voice? First of all, like that was weird. I'm sorry.
Every good boy needs a good mother.
And I'm all for Charlie Hunnam. He's a great actor. I just think that they fell on the mark of trying to do this, because a lot of people were upset because the storyline was not right whatsoever. He never had a girlfriend. They put too much emphasis on the whole Nazi situation.
Yeah.
So like, you're trying to focus on him. Why are you incorporating like Nazi parties and shit?
I think it was a bad choice to pick Ed Gein to begin with, because what he did, was weird and creepy, digging up bodies and making, lampshades and masks and stuff like that. He only killed like one person. So if you're gonna call him a monster, you can call him just a weirdo psycho guy. But like, if you're gonna profile like another serial killer, don't do Ed Gein. Ed Gein wasn't really a serial killer. He wasn't.
No, he really wasn't. Like, he killed one person and he killed his brother. So that's like two people.
Two people. And that's it.
It wasn't really. I don't know. It was.
He needs a mother.
That voice, I just can't do it.
Well,
like,
you know.
So I did watch the one on Paramount Plus of
John Wayne Gacy.
John Wayne Gacy.
I heard that one's really good. It
was actually pretty decent. Now, John Wayne Gacy is a fucked up individual. He killed 33.
That's a serial killer.
That's a serial killer. He killed 33 people. That's a serial killer. You have to get over 2, I think.
So Monsters season 4.
It's gonna be Eileen Wuornos.
No.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, yes and no. So the main protagonist for Monsters season 4 is going to be Lizzie Borden. Okay.
That's why I saw it advertised like that.
Sarah Paulson, who is a great actress, love her. Does great impressions of Drew Barrymore and everybody else.
She can get annoying.
She is going to play Eileen Wuornos.
Yes.
In some capacity of Lizzie Borden, kind of like a la how in the Ed Gein one, where how Ed Gein influenced a lot of Hollywood stories. Well, she's going to be playing Eileen Wuornos, kind of like how Lizzie Borden maybe had an effect on female killers or whatever. So that's how she's going to be playing Eileen Wuornos. Now, if you were Lizzie Borden, not a good choice. Eileen Wuornos, great choice.
Lizzie Borden killed like 3 people.
She killed her family. That's it.
Yeah, it was like 3 people.
So But see, bad choice. Eileen Wuornos, better choice.
Yeah,
Sarah Paulson as Eileen Wuornos, I'd watch it. Watch the whole thing. Not watching Lizzie Borden at all.
I like Sarah Paulson to a capacity. Like, I'm a huge fan of American Horror Story. Love American Horror Story. Coven is by far my favorite season, but towards the end, she started to get monotonous, and she whined and screamed too much. So if she gets into that type of role, she's really fucking annoying. I will be very intrigued to see how they're going to make her out as Eileen Wuornos, because you remember when Charlize Theron played her, she was fucking spot on. Like, that was perfect. But I'm kind of excited. I don't know how they're going to incorporate the whole fucking Lizzie Borden situation, though.
Well, Lizzie Borden's the main story, and then they're going to be peppering in Eileen Wuornos somehow. It's kind of odd.
That doesn't make sense. Why would you do that?
I don't know. It's Ryan Murphy. He's a weird dude.
And this is two different fucking centuries. Well, Lizzie Borden was when? When was Lizzie Borden around?
I think late 1800s, early 1900s. So we'll move on.
Okay.
It doesn't make sense. I know. So some good news. Not so much horror. This movie was a huge hit in the early 2000s. Well, not in the late 90s, early 2000s. Kicked off kind of like a revitalization of the Universal monsters. But it is now confirmed that Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz will be coming back for The Mummy Part 4. Directed by Radio Silence, which I am so hyped up about this. You have the original stars coming back. I can't wait. Now, I know there's another Mummy movie coming out called The Resurrected, which is kind of a more kind of like a Nosferatu type horror film. So The Mummy Part 4 is going to be, I hope, going back to its roots where The Mummy Part 1 and 2 came out, and they were fantastic movies. So I'm so hyped for this, seeing Rick O'Connell back in the Indiana Jones type role that Brendan Fraser was, that made him kind of like the superstar he is. I can't wait. Mummy Part 4. It's going to be opening probably in the next couple of years, so we'll see. I think they're saying 2000. Actually, I think they're greenlight this for 2026, so we'll see. If this
good for Brendan Fraser coming back into certain roles. Like, at one point he was like the it guy in the 90s. So like, I know that he's done several movies so far. So good for him coming back and doing something like this. So
all right. So our last of the movie news, kind of sticking with the serial killer kind of mantra. The Green River Killer is getting the movie treatment, but it's 2 stars will be kind of a good thing. David Arquette from Scream, and also Nick Stahl, who Nick Stahl fell off the universe and has just been kind of doing some B movies lately. They'll be playing reporters that are going to be hunting the Green River Killer in a new movie coming about Gary Ridgway, which, look, if you do it in the style of how Jeffrey Dahmer was, or even the new John Wayne Gacy miniseries, I think it'll be good. I think it'll be good. So,
okay.
Lots of good stuff coming out via serial killers.
Kind of excited for that.
Yeah.
Okay. So how was your Halloween this year?
It was good. I passed out candy while the kids went trick-or-treating. It was nice outside for once. It wasn't god-awful hot like it had been in past. It was good. It was very good.
For those who don't know, we live in Florida, so it's usually balls hot outside.
Tell us about Halloween Horror Nights. How was it this year?
I actually thoroughly enjoyed Halloween Horror Nights this year. We actually stayed till almost 1 a.m. The smartest thing was that we did not get the Scream Early package this year. We did not get in the park 3 hours early than normal. We literally showed up at 5:15-ish, 5:30, got to the gates, and they opened it at 6, and we went right in. Nice. So it was actually really enjoyable. The different scare zones this year were really good. Not the crazy cat lady. It was the cat lady alley area was one of the best ones. I thought was really cool. They had a brand new show this year. The Nightmare Fuel had a brand new show. They changed the concept of it, so it's different than the past year. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was more like a circus type of act. There was a lot of fire. Let's see. We did not get to see the Terrifier house, which I'm kind of disappointed. We did not get to see Jason Universe, mainly because those were almost 2 hours long lines. And I'm not sitting in that. Even though it wasn't hot, I'm not sitting in a line for 2 hours. So for those who went to Halloween Horror Nights this past, And for those who didn't know, they had a wet or dry path. Yeah,
How was that?
So California
Like,
did not
like a splash zone or something?
something like that. They actually sold ponchos. So you go
Okay.
and one thing I did notice this year, and I thought was really cool, is from past years, is the houses were a lot longer than they have been. So it's not one of those you just walk right through and you're out. You were in there for a good 2-3 minutes. Like it was that extension of a time.
Okay.
So once you get into the Terrifier house, you go through several rooms, blah, blah, blah. And then you're opened up into this area, and then it says wet or dry. And for those who chose to go through the wet path, they did an effect where it was literally water, but they had red lights, so it looked like blood that was raining down on you.
Okay.
And so there were several people that said they got soaked. Some people said they got drizzled on. I know the bathroom scenes in there were fucking gross. They actually used scents of bleach and shit. So yeah, so when you walk through, you smelled that. We did go to 5 or 6 houses. The Grave of Flesh was actually pretty good. It was supposed to simulate your funeral. So like when you walk in, when you walked in, it had like an open area to where it looked like it was an open grave. They used a lot of special effects and animatronics in most of the houses this year, which I thought gave it a good uptick to it. I don't know. I thoroughly enjoyed a lot of it, honestly. It was really, really well done this year. So I
cool.
Really liked it. So I was excited over it.
Cool.
Yep.
All right.
So
well, glad to be back, everybody. Thanks for joining in. We'll be back with some new episodes pretty soon because there's a lot going on right now in the genre.
We're gonna try to make this a weekly thing if we can get everything together. So you guys, please tune in, tell your friends, tell your family.
Yeah, make sure to follow us on Instagram too at Come Play With Us Danny Show. And I forget our Instagram. But make sure you go to our YouTube page, which you're on right now, at Come Play With Us Danny Show. Hit the subscribe and notification bell when new episodes drop. For myself and Megan. We'll see you later. Bye.